Now I'm starting to understand why it's been considered common courtesy to never ask a woman's age. So certain cultural things that are just cultural. But I think stuff like fertility and just the overall feeling of value is a little bit more sensitive considering women because of the whole biological clock thing. We all know that women have that to think about way more than men do. You know, once we get to be a certain age and we're not married or we don't have kids, people will start to be like, so you plan on doing anything about that? The men that you meet will be like, oh, do you have any kids? And if you're over the age of 30, it's just kind of, and your answer is no, it's just kind of like, oh, well, what you been waiting on? What brought this up was today I was in a conversation with somebody who was an older gentleman and just talking about some stuff. He said he works a lot and the reason why his job has asked him to come back multiple times because he quit. He said the reason why is because I think it's because I'm available all the time. I said, do you have a family? He said, no, that's probably why I have a whole bunch of time. And I was just like, well, yeah, because that matters. Like, family matters. Most of us who have families, that's partly why we don't want to be at work all day, because we want to spend time with them. As we were talking, he was asking me, oh, so what about you? I said, well, yeah, I have a husband. And he said, oh, you have kids? I said, no, not yet. And he said, oh, do you mind if I ask how old you are? And I just smiled and I was like, I'm old enough to remember a lot of stuff. He said, oh, the reason why I asked is because I know women have like the clock to think about. And I just sighed deeply and I smiled and I was like, yeah, I know. I said, I'm very aware. That's why. But I want to encourage all my ladies out there, especially if you feel like you're getting older. Your journey is your journey. And if you don't have kids yet, especially if it's for a good reason, like for me, I could have had kids 10 years ago. And I'm not saying that to gloat. I'm saying that because I chose not to, because I wanted to bring my kids into a good situation. I had plenty of dudes who were just like, who didn't want to marry me, but they wanted me to have their child. And I was just like, how about no? How about I bring my child into the best possible situation where there's a husband and a wife, meaning a mom and a dad. If you haven't had kids by now, like, you don't know, we don't know what a woman's story is. So if you don't have kids right now, and I will say this, if it's not for a selfish reason, if you haven't had kids for a good reason, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. All right. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one.